What if the next global crisis doesn't begin in a war zone, but in your monthly payments? For decades, we've been told the economy is a massive, complex machine, fueled by innovation, driven by hard work. But that's a carefully crafted illusion. The truth is far simpler and much more dangerous. Our entire world is built on a foundation of IOUs, and right now, that foundation is beginning to crack. You can feel it, even if you can't name it yet. You feel it when you check your bank balance after paying for groceries. You feel it when you see your neighbor's for sale sign sitting untouched for months. You feel it when another round of layoffs hits a company that was supposed to be untouchable. We're told this is just a temporary dip or a bit of stubborn inflation. But what if it's something much deeper? What if the operating system of the modern world has finally reached its limit? The world isn't running out of money. The problem is that the world is running out of cheap debt. And in a system designed to survive only on borrowing, that is a death sentence. To understand how we got here, we have to look past the stock market tickers, past the political speeches. We have to look at the hidden architecture of how money actually works. Most people believe money is something that exists before a loan. It isn't. In our modern system, money is created by the loan itself. When a bank lends someone $500,000 for a mortgage, they aren't handing over someone else's savings. They're typing digits into a screen. They're creating new money out of thin air, backed by nothing but your promise to work for the next 30 years to pay it back. This is the secret engine of the global economy. For 40 years, we kept this engine running by making debt cheaper and cheaper. Interest rates fell lower and lower, until borrowing money felt almost free. This era of easy money created a period of fake prosperity. Because borrowing cost next to nothing, stock prices soared. Because mortgages were cheap, housing prices tripled. We thought we were getting richer. In reality, we were just getting deeper into a hole we never intended to climb out of. But what happens when nobody can afford to borrow anymore? The summer of endless credit ended, and now, the very thing that built our world is starting to tear it down. When interest rates rise, the price of existing goes up for everyone simultaneously. It starts with the consumer. Total credit card debt has now crossed $1 trillion in the US alone. People aren't using credit for luxury anymore. They're using it for eggs and electricity. When you're borrowing at 25% interest just to keep the lights on, you aren't participating in an economy. You're being swallowed by it. This is where the pain becomes personal. The housing trap. For a decade, people bought homes they could barely afford because rates were at record lows. Now, the math no longer works. A house that cost $3,000 a month in 2020 now costs $5,000 for the exact same property. This freezes the heart of the economy. The money that used to go towards starting businesses is now being funneled into interest payments, and the pressure moves directly from your front door to the corporate world. For years, we've lived in an era of zombie companies, businesses that don't actually make a profit, but stayed alive by constantly borrowing to pay off old debts. Now, they're facing a wall of debt they cannot refinance. The result? Layoffs, closures, panic. We're finally realizing that our growth was actually just a subsidized fantasy. Our entire lifestyle was a subprime loan. And what if governments are trapped too? Nations are carrying debt loads once reserved for world wars. When interest rates were zero, politicians could promise everything. But today, the interest payments on that debt are becoming the largest single expense for many governments. When a nation spends more on its past than its future, it has entered a state of managed decline. This brings us to the most dangerous players, the central banks. They are currently stuck in a trap of their own making. If they cut interest rates now to save the housing market, they risk sending inflation into a vertical climb, destroying your savings. But if they keep rates high to kill inflation,
They will break the back of the debt machine, triggering a wave of defaults and bank failures. They're trying to perform surgery on a patient while the hospital is on fire. You might wonder why everything hasn't collapsed yet. The answer is that debt crises are deceptive. They don't happen like a Hollywood movie. There isn't a single day where everyone wakes up and realizes the money is gone. Instead, it happens in stages. Debt crises happen quietly first. It's the small business that quietly closes because it couldn't renew its line of credit. It's the buy now, pay later apps seeing record defaults among young people. These are the tremors before the earthquake. The global economy is a giant game of musical chairs, played with trillions of dollars. As long as credit was flowing, there were plenty of chairs. But as interest rates stay higher, chairs are being removed every single day. Eventually, the music will stop, and we will realize there is nowhere to sit. The world may not be running out of money, it may be running out of cheap debt. And we are about to find out what a civilization looks like when it finally has to pay its bills. The world is not ending overnight, but the world as we knew it, the one powered by the illusion of infinite cheap credit, is already gone. Most people just haven't noticed the lights flickering yet. Systems built on borrowing rarely fail all at once. They fail slowly, then suddenly. In a world shaped by invisible systems, understanding them may be the greatest advantage of all, because those who see the system early move differently. To follow the forces behind money, power, and history, make sure you're part of the flow. Subscribe to Factoraflow